President Trump just signed not one, but two executive orders to try and limit birthright citizenship. But did the Supreme Court? Yes, the Supreme Court did rule just about a month ago that he couldn't do that by executive order. So today, Trump said he's trying again.
We had a very unfortunate decision in the Supreme Court concerning birthright. It was close, but a very, very unfortunate decision. So we're making adjustments because it's very unfair.
One of the executive orders Trump signed today is called Continuing to Protect the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship, and the other is called Ending Birth Tourism. So I'm going to explain each of these orders to you, and then we're going to talk about what's coming next. The first thing you need to understand before I get into that explanation is the last time the president did this, he was trying to blanketly deny U.S. citizenship to almost all babies born on U.S. soil whose parents were not here legally through an executive order. The Supreme Court said he couldn't do that. So this time, he's instead trying to expand existing laws that would deny U.S. citizenship to a whole bunch of babies whose foreign parents are here illegally and even legally. And while I explain all of that to you, you also need to keep in mind that the Supreme Court ruled just 37 days ago that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution is clear. Generally, babies born on U.S. soil are U.S. citizens, regardless of whether one or both of that child's parents are in this country illegally. But in the June ruling, the justices also acknowledged a previous Supreme Court precedent that found that there are some exceptions to the 14th Amendment and which babies get U.S. citizenship. For example, the Constitution says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. Well, previous Supreme Court rulings have determined that, for example, children who are born on U.S. soil to foreign diplomat parents cannot be American citizens because they are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. And neither are babies born to enemies during a hostile occupation. So what the president is attempting to do with the order today, called Continuing to Protect the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship, is expand the categories for people who are not eligible for U.S. citizenship and therefore not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. Does that make sense? So the order today says a newborn baby cannot be a U.S. citizen if that baby's parents are not American citizens and either A, one parent is part of a designated terrorist group, or B, one parent is a foreign diplomat or an employee of a foreign government, or C, the parents use a commercial birth tourism company to give birth in the U.S., or D, if the child is born in a U.S. territory where federal law does not grant citizenship. The order says if a baby is born on U.S. soil and that baby's parents meet any of those criteria, the federal government shall not issue documents recognizing U.S. citizenship for that baby or even accept any citizenship documents if they're issued by a state, local, or other government for that child. The president is further ordering the Secretary of State, the Attorney General, the Secretary of Homeland Security, and the Commissioner of Social Security to create regulations and provide guidance on how all of this is going to work within the next 30 days. Now let's talk about the other order, which directly bans birth tourism. Now, in case you didn't know, there is an industry where foreigners pay these companies who facilitate the travel to the United States of a woman who's about to give birth with the sole intention of that woman having her baby on U.S. soil so she can have a U.S. citizen baby. But is that really a problem in this country? The president says absolutely yes.
Is there a number that you
I'll tell you right now, hundreds of thousands, okay? Hundreds of thousands.
Now, the fact is, when he was arguing the birthright citizenship case in front of the Supreme Court, the Solicitor General, who was representing President Trump, could not give the justices an actual number of birth tourism babies. He was asked directly, and he said, no one knows for sure. Now, in 2020, the Center for Immigration Studies, an organization that advocates for low immigration, estimated that the possible number of birth tourism cases in the United States is around 20 to 26,000 a year. For some context, in 2020, there were 3.6 million babies born. But regardless of whether it's a problem or not, the president says the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall come up with new rules. For example, to deny a tourist visa if the United States government suspects a woman is coming to this country to give birth, or revoke the visa of a woman who's already here and the United States government suspects she's about to give birth.
So if you're telling a consular officer you're here as a tourist, but your true purpose and intent is to go to a baby mill, give birth, and try to mint an American citizen while you're here, then you're committing a fraud against the American government. And by definition, that visa can and should and will be now denied.
Now, on this particular order, President Trump is using his authority under Section 215 of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. That law specifically gives the president the power to restrict who can come in and out of the United States, especially if that person has given a false statement on a visa application. So the question is any of this legal? Well, the president's order specifically says that what he's doing today does not fall within the rule of birthright citizenship as announced by the Supreme Court. But of course, immigration advocates will absolutely be challenging these orders in courts. They will likely say that Trump is testing the boundaries again of the 14th Amendment and probably will argue he's again even pushing the boundaries of the Supreme Court's recent ruling. And it's unclear how the Trump administration is going to justify that a pregnant woman coming here and giving birth is an enemy or part of a hostile invasion. But we'll have to wait and see how this all shakes out. In the end, it's very likely that this case will end up right back in front of the Supreme Court. If you want to read any of these orders from the president today, I'm going to email all the documents out to you tonight in my Facts HQ email, which of course is free, so make sure you sign yourself up.
They are not bringing back slavery with whips and plantations. They are bringing it back through paperwork, policy, executive orders, and silence. This isn't new. This is a recycled playbook, and it's already been written in blood. I once heard a Jewish woman tell the story of the night of broken glass, Kristall Nack. That was the moment when Nazis went out and shattered the windows of Jewish homes, schools, and businesses. Synagogues were set on fire. People were attacked in the street. And no one came to help. That was a turning point. Because when the Nazis saw that no one intervened, no neighbors, no allies, no other governments, they knew they could take it further. That was the green light for the Holocaust. What started with broken glass ended in genocide. That same pattern is being used right here, right now. They tested it on immigrants, people with foreign names, people of color who could be quietly disappeared from schools, homes, hospitals, airports, people dragged from their lives and deported to countries they didn't even come from. No trials, no oversight, no justice, just unchecked power. And when no one came to stop it, they knew they could push further. Because the real target was never them. It was always us. Black people. Immigrants were the test subjects, the dress rehearsal. But the main act was always about revoking our rights, our citizenship, our existence. Birthright citizenship is next on the chopping block. And understand, the 14th Amendment wasn't created to serve immigrants. It was created to correct the crime of slavery, to finally recognize us, the descendants of the enslaved, as citizens, as humans. To undo that amendment is to undo Black humanity. To erase us without having to say it outright. Because once you are not considered legal, they can lock you up, strip you down, put you to work, and no one will question it. It'll all be by the book. But that book is being rewritten daily. That's how you bring back slavery without ever saying the word. Now they're talking about reputable farmers taking responsibility for their workers. Excuse me? That's not employment. That's ownership. That's rebranding plantations in plain sight. They're even building camps again, facilities with no clear purpose, no oversight, and no timeline for release. Ask yourself, why do you need camps for citizens? That is not about safety. This is about power. And while all this is happening, while constitutional rights are being shredded and democracy hangs on by a thread, here comes Elon Musk, finally saying there's a big evil bill being passed that's going to take from the citizens and give to the rich. Really? You don't get to sound the alarm now. You helped build the machine. You gave Trump a platform. You amplified propaganda. You played a part in rigging the discourse and possibly the vote. Now, when it's convenient, you want to pretend to be neutral, a concerned bystander. No. You are complicit. You are part of the rot. You are not a savior. You are a silent partner. And let's be real. If you had the power to undo what's happening and you chose not to, then you're choosing the side of oppression. And when the reckoning comes, may it come for everyone responsible. Because Trump is not original. He's following the same strategy used by Hitler, Mussolini, Franco, Pinochet. Take away rights little by little, test your violence on smaller groups, silence the press, dismantle the courts, stack the judges, eliminate oversight. Then when it's time, go at the people you were really targeting all along. That's where we are now. So don't tell me I'm overreacting. Don't tell me it's just politics. Don't tell me to wait and see. I've seen enough. They are trying to enslave us again. And this time, it will look legal. It will sound lawful. It will come wrapped in national security and jobs and public safety. But it's slavery, nonetheless. And I want to be clear, I am not afraid. Because I was raised with Psalms. I was raised with prophecy. The Bible already warned us. It said that we use the law to oppress the people. That wickedness would prosper for a moment. But it also said that Jehovah would become king. That no man would sit on the throne that belonged to God. And that's why I still believe in justice. But even still, I'm not just praying. Because even God used people. He used Moses. He used Deborah. He used David. He raised warriors when the time came. So maybe today, he's raising you. This is not just political, it's spiritual, it's psychological, it's cultural, and it's legal. So if you think your degree, your job title, or your neighborhood will protect you, think again. This system is being restructured so that none of that matters. We are watching the erasure of Black citizenship in real time. And we've seen it before. So I'll end it with this. We will not be the new victims of an old system. We will not be the ghosts of Tulsa or Oscarville or Seneca Village. This is not 1921. We are not unarmed. We are not isolated. We are not unaware. We are watching, recording, organizing, and ready. This time, we will not go quietly. This time, we will not go back. And this time,
Hey guys, this is your girl, Her Excellency. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, share, comment, and like. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. You're the VIP here. You're welcome. Okay, my disclaimer, this channel does not support violence. Please don't go about searching for the people that I talk about in my videos. Don't bully them, don't hurt them, because this channel does not support such. All right. What is reaching us right now is what is happening in the US. Donald Trump has looked for a loophole on how to stop the US citizenship. Okay, the Supreme Court has ruled that babies born in the US soil are citizens, okay, which is what he has been, and Donald Trump has been trying to stop. He has been trying to stop the birthright of US citizenship, okay? Right now, he's looking for a loophole, which he has found, saying that if your parents are not US citizens or you're a diplomat and so and so and so, that your babies born with such visas cannot be given the US citizenship. This is sad. This is sad because so many people are looking forward to move to the US. So many people want their kids to have the US citizenry. You know, I don't know what he wants. Is this what the people of US want? Is he actually doing what um those that voted him into office want? I really cannot say. I really cannot answer to this. But personally, I think this is not so good. This is US is like a dream country for most people. I will not say all, but for most people, so many people want to move to the US because it's a good country. I think I've never been there. I would love to be there one day, you know. But personally, I don't think it's a good thing. Hey guys, what do you think? What are your what are your opinions on this? Let's talk in the comment section. And if you know more about this, let's just explain to us in the comment section. Thank you.